Ma, what's happening? Junkyard D, what's happening? Nothing much. Just chilling. Like Bob Dylan. The ranks are starting to file in. The doors open. People are starting to come into the auditorium. Got a cool surprise later for the show. Don't miss that. Picked it up today. After work, I went to a uh, almost like I'm here. I'm booming through Dusty's shop. Don't let the cat out of the bag, Dusty, on what I bought. Dusty helped me buy it. So I went to West Olive, Michigan today. Mexican Spec. My Mexican connection is here. What are you trying to say, old Mac? Take out the taking the trash cans. That makes you think of me. Oh boy. So I went to a junkyard today over in West Olive, Michigan, which is like, I don't know, 45 minutes away from me. And I got a rear sway bar for a Lincoln Town car. And I'm going to use that when I do an axle swap on Shop Truck. I'm going to be swapping the axle from a 8 1/4 to a 9 1/4, and then when I do the axle swap, I'm going to also put in that sway bar. So those trucks never came with a rear sway bar, so I've already got the highly D. What's happening? Oh, aloha, Cousin Magic Mike. Hi, Tracy. So yeah, I've got the highly coveted front sway bar already on Shop Truck, so now I'll have a front and rear sway bar. So that thing ought to handle like a rocket sled on rails. Giggity, all right. Been busy doing retired people stuff. Oh, like eating dinner at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, playing bingo. What else? Oh, you must really like watching Matlock now, right? And Murder She Wrote. Have you taken up crossword puzzles yet, Cousin Magic Mike? Have you thought about buying a place in Florida or Arizona? Just thought I'd ask. Do you like eating at Sizzler at 4 p.m.? So I'm really excited about doing the 9 1/4 swap. Did my research, and because I've got 11-inch brakes on Shop Truck, and that I bought all brand new, and I found out that all of that can. Do I have a rear end for the Shop Truck? I do. I have an 8 1/4 in it, and I've got a 9 1/4 coming out of a 79 chassis with a 355 gear. And I looked at it and I tried to um the brakes were froze up on the shoes. I was trying to see if it had limited slip in it or not. So I don't know if it has a limited slip in it or not, but hopefully it does. If it don't, I'll probably end up buying like a locker for it because I don't think I'm going to spend the money to get an actual bona fide limited slip for it.
So what did you do with the truck? If you left the truck there, weren't you concerned about cops
So yeah, I'm gonna have to hope. So now that I've done my research, all the new brake parts I can swap right over if need be onto. Is a van axle the same as truck? Yes, the van axle is the same as truck. There's the B. Those are B vans, and yeah, van axle's the same as truck. As a matter of fact, that's how I lowered the front end of shop truck. Is I used the B van lower control arms because the truck lower control arm is basically shaped like this. And the wheel spring sits on top, and then the B van lower control arm is shaped more like this, and then the spring sits down in a pocket instead of on top of it. So that's how I didn't cut the springs, and I didn't use lowered spindles. I just used lowered the truck using the B van lower control arms. And I took a lot of ride height on the front of shop truck, probably 3 inches. Oh, Faith is here. I was offered through a friend a truck 8 3/4 axle, but I decided to go with the 9 1/4 because it's stronger. A 9 1/4 is damn near as strong as a Dana 60. Same guy I'm buying this axle through, he offered me a Dana 60, but the Dana 60 came out of a 3/4 ton truck. So it's a full floater axle. And for my application, I'd have to convert it to so it's a 8 lug full floater axle, and I'd have to convert it to a semi-floater, which means I have to cut the bearing ends off, weld new bearing ends on, and then get 5 lug 5 on 4.5 axles. And then at first I'm like, totally do this. Oh yeah, no problem. And then I started pricing all this stuff out, and I went, no, I don't think I can do this. This is going to be expensive. Even though there is ways to, I mean, one of the things that kind of stinks about it is it's a rear loading gear. Ruby, what's happening? It's a rear loading gear instead of like the 8 3/4 where you change the gear set out through the front like a Ford 9-inch, which was really nice because back in the day, my friend and I would go to the drag strip, and then he would have like road going gears like 270 somethings, sitting here telling stories and hanging out with my people, Ruby. Hanging out with friends, telling old stories. Yeah, having a good time. And he'd have like a 273 gear in his car, and then he would keep in a bucket in the back of his truck 88 B250. Okay. Keep the lower control arms for your Dodge truck buds, and then yeah, that rear axle will work in a Dodge truck. So he would swap in, I forget what that gear was, if it was a 411 or if it was a 323 or a 456, but it was a way smaller gear. And we'd pull into the drag strip, and then we'd get to work, and then we could have it jacked up, the axles pulled out, and the pinion out, pinion in, and back together and juiced up in about an hour. But that was moving hard. So that's the advantage of a Chrysler 8 3/4 axle, is being able to quickly swap a gear set in and out. But oh well. I think a big block with a 355 gear is going to be just Marvy. He had an axle out of a 90. Yeah, a 90 D150 that was a 323 gear, but I don't know if I want that low of a gear set because my dad's old 90 Dodge was special ordered with a 323 gear. Whoa, Ice Spider, what's happening? Good to see you, my guy. Yeah, my dad's D150 or no, yeah, D150. It was a heavy half. So it was a half-ton truck with the 3/4 springs and with the 323 gear special ordered. That thing with the close ratio 4-speed with creeper gear, that truck got like 10 miles to the gallon. That truck in low lock, in creeper gear, full throttle, wouldn't do 10 mile an hour. Oh no, Hulk Hogan's here. Hulkamania's running wild. Let me tell you something, brother. I heard through the grapevine that the Dougster is growing his mustache just like mine. The Dougster and the Hulkster will be going out of free mustache rides forever. Only to the ladies. Ladies, let me clear off a place to sit. That's right, Hulkster. That's right. How the hell are you, Hulkster? That's right. Yep. Mustache rides used to be a nickel. Now they're free because this economy's hard. That's how me and Hulkster are giving back. The sad thing is that my beard grows in so sparingly here that it looks really sad. So I wish, because I totally would rock a Fu Manchu, but I can't do it. At least it doesn't look right. That's horrible, Faith. $50 hours away. Holy wah. Depending on how many RPM you can roll through the traps, you can swap a 323, 355, or 391 gears pretty quickly. This is true in an 8 3/4. It's a totally different ball game in a 9 1/4. Yeah, it only took me 10 years, said Ice Spider. That's good, says Mexican Spec. Worked hard to get the 4,000, would never be able to get 8,000 in 1 year. I did in half that time. Wow. Impressive. I hardly ever pay attention to my watch hours. I was really surprised how many I have. I still got a ways to go, but I've got a pretty good amount of watch hours happening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm working. I'm over halfway there. Thank God they weren't in the house. That's good. Otherwise, they'd probably be, um, they'd probably be, looking for the Wizard of Oz. Do you know if the spring perch spread is the same from truck to van? I don't know, Junkyard D, but knowing Chrysler Corporation and how they roll, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same, because Chrysler is really good about taking something, designing it well, very well, and then using it in as many applications as they can. Like, for instance, the starter. I think the same starter for a slant 6 goes in a small block, goes in a big block, goes in a Hemi. Even the modern Gen 3 Hemis, they take a version. It's not the same starter, but it's pretty damn close to the old school high torque starter. So I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if spring perches are the same. You might have a bigger spring pack for leaf spring van because you have way more body weight, way more steel and glass over the rear end. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have a stiffer leaf spring, but I would imagine it's basically the same. How I took ride height out of the rear suspension was first I put lowering shackles on Shop Truck, and then I wanted to lower it some more, so I ended up taking the front spring eye, the spring perch, and taking it from the downward position. I took them off and inverted them and put them back on upside down, and that was really lowered down the back end. Now Shop Truck, it isn't low, but it's lower, and I like that. She's going to have the proper, hopefully she'll have that just right amount of stink bug happening when I stuff the big block in her. I think too many people are getting the 4,000 hours, so they want to have less people qualify. Oh, they want to get the free revenue for that little while first before you hit your 4,000 hours. That way they get the money before they have to monetize. I could see that. Yeah, helps with weight transfer too. This is true. Yeah, lowering my center of gravity. Good point. Good point, Danster. Or Dan the Man. Haven't seen Danster yet. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about putting the new rear axle in. Just having a tougher rear axle. I've got a absolutely bitchin' custom rear diff cover that I got from Dutch Guy's Garage that I can't wait to throw on that 9 1/4. It's a finned. It's the 9 1/4 octagon shaped diff cover, but it's real thick and it's black. It's black and finned, but it has a cast ram's head in the back of it that's polished. And Dutch said that he's owned it like 20 years, had it custom made for him, and paid big money for it. And he, never put it on one of his rides. So he's like, it's brand new, 20 years old. And he goes, I just want to see it used. And he made me a smoking deal on the thing. And he wanted me to put it on Betty. But I'm like, no, it's a cool speed part. And even though you're not going to see it, I'm going to put it on Shop Truck because all the cool shit goes on Shop Truck. Ooh, they love super chats where they keep 30% without doing anything. Ouch. That's expensive. That is expensive. Wow, 30 cents on the dollar just cuz. How is that? I think it's because it's their game and they can. 48.5, 48 and a half. Center to center is what I just measured, if you're curious what the van is. Okay, I don't know what the truck is off the top of my head. YouTube kept another 35% in for taxes. You only get 35%? Woof. Woof. Crap. It's 93 and 100% humidity, but it's nothing compared to what you're dealing with. Yeah. Yeah, we're lucky. The humidity level, it rained a lot and last night, and the humidity level dropped. It was actually kind of bearable today. Not today. The humidity level's been down, I'd say, for like 3-4 days. It's nice for a change. This time of year, Michigan is just 100%. Just like Dan saying, 93, 100% humidity, where you can feel the moisture in the air. God, ice spiders in Mesa, Arizona. Jeez. Ice spider, ship me some rust-free iron, my guy. Come on, let's start a business. I guarantee you, bring rust-free Arizona sheet metal up here to Michigan. Oh man, we'd sell them like hotcakes, baby. Hey, look, it's a 91 Chevy pickup from Arizona. It don't have an interior. It don't have paint anymore, but there ain't no rust. Yeah, Ice Spider's right. See, the cool thing is Ice Spider and Mex, they've got the car bodies, but here in Michigan, we've got the interiors, we've got the drive lines. Yep, burned to shit, but no rust. Yeah. Yeah, an old guy that my dad was friends with, he retired, and all he did was drive from the Southwest to Michigan hauling home rust-free cars. And then he was hauling interior parts and drive lines pieces down to the Southwest. So he'd have low axles, transmissions, engines, seats, dashes. Oh yeah. He'd take special orders. He'd have cars marked like, hey, I'm looking for this because I need to fill an order. And he'd find something, and yeah, he did really good doing that. He passed on, but yeah, he brought home oh God, I think it was a Buick Roadmaster. It was like a 49. It was old enough to have a split windshield in it. Buick Roadmaster. And that was a cool car. That's too bad, Max. That's really too bad. It's hard to find people you can trust. For sure. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to pour a river of money into something, the least thing you want to do is pour the river of money in something that's worth building. And especially here in the great state of Michigan, where rust never sleeps. What was it? Junker Up was showing I don't know if it was a Super B. I think it was like a early 70s Super B, like a 72 Super B or a 71 Super B. And he was showing the guys marketplace pictures. And the funny thing is that he was showing the nose of the car, the ass of the car, multiple shots of the passenger side, but there was no pictures of the driver's side of that car. And you can tell that when he took a picture of the front of the car, he was kind of turned a little bit to get more of the passenger side in that shot than the driver. But I noticed in the picture that the driver's door is pretty caved in on that car. And that's something I learned from old Auto Trader, the old black and white pictures from back in the day, where you only got one picture of the car, and it's like 1990 Dodge Ram Charger, slight driver's side damage. So what's the picture of the vehicle? Why, the passenger rear, of course. They're not stupid. They're not going to show you the damage. But I don't trust him for nothing, says Max. That's too bad. I wish I would have known you back then when I was in Arizona. I would have hooked you up. Oh, thanks, Danster. Or are you talking to Max? Either way, hook up people deserving, for sure. It was an easy process. The last guy was charging $500 to cross it, another $300 to get the Arizona title. Cop pulled up on me and asked if I had a brain. I had no idea. I did a Celeste once. Oh, yes. Thank you, Colleen. Well, it's almost half an hour in. Who wants to see the top secret thing that I picked up today? Just today. I've had it hours in my hands. Maybe 4 hours. It's pretty cool. You see, there's one of them on the screen right now. You can see it. Not the one, but there's one of them. Yeah, let's see. It says Eye Spider. I knew I had to twist his arm. I do. Me. All right, fine. So today, I found this last night, and I had to have it. I got a 1910. So that's the 10. The 19's chipped off, and Mish is almost missing. But it is a 1910 4-digit license plate. This is the first year of Michigan issuing a license plate. Before that, they gave you numbers, and you had to make your own license plate. So there is its 5-digit sister up there, 1910. So there's one digit, so plate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, 5 digits. So these are hard to come by because at this era, these are still rich man's toys. And this is the state seal of Michigan. And it wasn't the official state seal of Michigan, but they were still using it, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I picked this up today. I was mucho excited about it because 1910 and 1911 and 1912 are the hardest, especially 10s and 11s. By 1912, 1913 for sure and forward, then we started, the common man started getting cars, but 1912, 11, and 10 and back, those are rich man's toys. So there's not a lot of them out there. So yeah, not very often do I find something and I'm like, ooh, we got to make that happen right now. Oh man, Max, no doubt, man. Hey, thanks, Junkyard D. Red Bull, what's happening? Good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful night too. Yes, I really wish that I knew who it was registered to, or just what, even if out of privacy, like I don't know who it belonged to. If as long as I knew, I would just want to know what vehicle it went on. That would be cool, just to know that it went on well, whatever, an Oldsmobile or a Buick or something that we've never heard of. So yeah, that's too bad. I gotta find it. It's packed away, but I have a car registration from 1919, and it's from Saginaw, Michigan, and it's a postcard, is what it is, and it's addressed to a lady, so it's actually got a stamp on it, and it's hand addressed, and it actually says 1919 on it, and I think it's for an Oldsmobile. And 1919 plates are here. Those are 1919. They're chocolate brown. Those are 1919. Chocolate brown and white. And no, I don't have the plate to it, which would have been cool. Yeah, only young people never heard of an Oldsmobile. Yeah. Is that your oldest Michigan? Yeah, the oldest plates that I have are the 1910s in anything. Yeah, 1910's the oldest plate I have. I really want a, yeah, I would, they just laugh at me, I think, if I went to the DMV to ask for records at that time, because you know that they're gone. I really would like to have a leather license plate. Because back in the day, you'd get a chunk of leather, and then like Sears and Wards and everything, they sold metal stamped numbers, and you actually riveted them to the leather. And then they actually even had metal like Michigan or Illinois or Indiana to put on your plate. But a lot of times, what people did was they just took a board and some house numbers, or they even just painted it on. So yeah, but I'd like to have a real deal, like, license plate of that era. They might, if you're in the Capitol, send you to the basement under the basement. Look for it yourself. Yeah, I highly doubt they'd carry something around for 116 years. You know, all that stuff got thrown out. It'd be so cool just to know. Like, yeah, this belonged to, hell, you don't even know. Antique horse licenses. I do have some bicycle license plates, but I don't know where those are. I had a chauffeur's license from the 30s, but I gave that to my a close friend of mine, JMO, because he is a professional driver. So I thought that would be appropriate to give to him. So I gifted that to him. Wore it on his hat all the time, just like you were supposed to. A chauffeur would wear his license on his cap. Wonder if you could find a local historian that has connections. That'd be pretty cool. There is museums, archives. Yeah, that'd be cool. He puts a lotion on his skin, or it gets the hose again. One of the cooler plates that I have is right here over my shoulder, and it is this one right here. That is a 1917 plate, but it ends in the letter M. And in Michigan, the M ending in letter M means manufacturer. So that belonged to one of the auto manufacturers for their cars back in the day. And once again, I have no clue what it went to. I don't know if it was for Ford, or if it was for Chrysler, or if it was for Dodge, if it was for Oldsmobile or Buick, or what. Or, you know, whatever the Michigan manufacturers were, because there's a lot of them in the teens. It could have been one of the Kalamazoo manufacturers too. So who knows? But yeah, that's a manufactured plate. So that's one of the cooler ones I have. I mean, they're all cool. Do you know how many vehicles were registered in 1910? No, I don't, but not that many. Because this one is in the 14,000s. That one's 14,654. Yeah, 14,654. So there's probably 15,000. I don't know how high those numbers go, but I mean, they started with plate number 1. Then there was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 1 digits, 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, and 5 digits. So they started with plate 1. So there was at least 15,654. I do know that by, get you turned here. Okay, by 1926 here, this is a 1926 plate. See, that's a diamond M. That's a diamond M. By 1926, the state of Michigan, the M stands for million. The state of Michigan had 1 million cars registered in the state, and they were really proud of that. So they actually commemorated it with a plate. So that's 1,083,946. And then here I have on my desk, I have a set of 1932 restored plates. So many were Model Ts, absolutely. They made 15 million Model Ts from the beginning to the end. 15 million. That's a lot of cars. Okay, and then here is a set of restored 1932 license plates, 1,106,592. And then, look, there's a matching pair. And so, yeah, that was another way that they were showing off the million registered cars thing. Yeah, so many were Model Ts. And then here is my Page Detroit radiator emblem from the guy at the auction. Told me it's from a 1919 Page Detroit. Hi, Ruby. How you doing? The Roopster's here. There she is. Ruby, you want to sing for everyone? Oh! Oh! No, she just wants to woof and yip. You coming back? Okay. I'll try again. Oh! Woo! Woo! Almost. When did Michigan go to letters on the plates? Good question, because everything here, I have 1910 on display all the way to 1927 here. So 1910 to 1927, and there's no letters on any of those plates. So I don't know when we started putting the letters on. And here it is, the 30s, because here is, I just happen to have these plates on my desk. Here is a pair of 39s. And they're B7757. B7757. But I think like the letter denoted like county or something like that, I think. So each county had a letter designation. They had all sorts of strange things happening. Yeah, I don't know, Max, is when Michigan started putting the letters on. But that's the earliest example of letter that I have right here to show you. I have a whole bunch of license plates that I have put away that I just pulled the oldest stuff out for my backdrop. Now we just need an appearance by Miles. Well, you know, he usually loves coming into the office when I open up the office door. He did come in and pester me a little bit, but he ran out right quick. Like, I think I was in here like 4 minutes and he was already in and out. He'll be back. Your '05 GT is going black. Oh, you're going to paint it black? Black is one of those colors that, man, all your prep work matters because Lily heard Ruby and started looking around. Where's that dog? Where's she at? That's so funny. Okay, I'm going to run and get myself turbo cans. Easier than silver. I'm going to run and get myself something to drink. Be right back. Please enjoy the license plates. That looks like school pizza, babe. It does or doesn't? I guess there is that ain't no way guy. I guess there's something like school style pizza. Yeah. I guess. Well, ain't no way guys like oh yeah, I'm gonna get some water. Just want to talk to you about your school pizza. They use fish. Oh, I have returned. The Dougsters returned unscathed. Don't worry. Boop, 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 boop. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. When you worry, your face will frown, and that brings everybody down. So don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. I'm sure everyone hears that song and all they think of is the Billy Bass going. Paint it black with turbo cans, huh, Dancer? Ah, Shala la 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 ti da. La ti da. Don't worry. Cut a hole in the floor of your sleeper. Yeah. Oh, don't you mean no, aren't you supposed to leave? Truckers leave little bottles of apple juice for all their friends on the side of the road. Pop bottles filled with apple juice. Yeah. Brown Eyed Girls, Van Morrison. Nope, Ruby's not coming. Last night, the weather turned crappy. It woke me up, and then the thunder, lightning, and the thunder started coming in, and the thunder claps, boom, and I feel the bed shake, and each time the thunder clapped last night, Ruby was shaking in bed like she got hit by the thunder, and it was really uh yeah, that's where I got it from, Tracy. Apple juice for the vegans. Yes. Thunderclap Newman. Yeah, I felt bad that Ruby was a little scared by the lightning last night. Poor girl. My old dog, Sadie, she didn't like. She hated the thunder and the lightning and fireworks. When you'd look her in the eye and her pupils are as big as her I mean, just huge, you knew she's not doing good. Poor girl. We'd have to, like, 4th of July, we'd have to put her in a safe spot and give her like doggy calming treats and stuff just so the poor girl could cope. Always wants to cuddle with her mama when it storms. Yeah. Give her a beer at about 3 p.m. My friend's dog loved beer. He would get his hands on an empty beer can and claw at it and chew on it until he ripped it open. And once he ripped it open, he'd lick all the beer out of it. It was kind of disturbing how you do it too. And you'd think he'd cut the living crap out of himself, and he never did. When before we had Ruby, we just had Sadie, and Sadie would fall asleep on the couch with Lady Dougster, and she would lay in such a way on Lady Dougster on her back, and Lady Dougster would have to rub her paw, and then Ruby would drift off to sleep, and then everything's fine. But if Lady Dougster was like dozing off herself and didn't rub her paw, and or Sadie wasn't fully asleep, she would like get stiff and then headbutt Lady Dougster. So she always had to make sure to rub her paw so the dog fell asleep before she could fall asleep. Danny Boyd says, my friend Joel had a pretty cool pitty named Rosie. Joel sold me the '05 Mustang GT. I still find Rosie hairs in that car. She died last year or so. Well, that's too bad. He wasn't that strong of a dog. That dog was, oh, there's Miles. There's the cat. There, Dan. You got what you asked for. He wasn't that big of a dog. He was like a larger dachshund. Dog's name was Bud too. Big surprise there, right? One guy I used to hang around with, he had a pit bull named Sadie, and she was dark brown. Hey, Braden. She was a dark brown pit bull, and Miles looks ready to bitch slap someone or something. um, she was such a nice Sadie. That Sadie was such a nice dog, but she was just really fit. And my friend called her Brick because she was about as soft as a brick. She was all muscle. And starting my tool collection. I think that's supposed to be slowly, but surely I would do a review on this DeWalt. I think unfinished project. All right, what's happening, UP 777? I had a brindle pit named Muffin. She was the sweetness. They are. Oh, I've met more than one dog named Come Here. Yep. Or dogs named Dog. Terpsky Tom, what's happening, my guy? Um, I got Dutch Guy's Garage, my friend Freckle. Both those guys love their rigid cordless tools. They love them, love them, love them, love them. And I've used them on both of those guys, and they're good. I just happened. I mean, the only reason why I got DeWalt tools is because that's what I found. And that was what was cheap used. So that's what I got. I mean, hell, here's one of my battery packs. Just worked out that way. Oh, yes, bought a 3/8 DeWalt Impact 179 on sale, regular price 239 without a battery and without letting anything to go with it for a steal. That's why I bought it. My Cobalt's blow my DeWalt's away. Wow. I mean, I got some older, like I've got these kind, the slide forward battery, uh, DeWalt's, and I have some of the old 18 volts where the battery loads in from the bottom, and I have an Impact that I bought. I bought an entire box of old style upload DeWalt's for like $35. And what excuse me, was a half-inch Impact, and someone let the magic smoke out of that Impact. That Impact is sad. Even with a hot battery, go up to something and just put it on it, and it just goes and doesn't do anything. It doesn't have hardly any chooch. So what I'll do when I use it is I'll break it loose, and once it's loose, I'll use that to back off the sockets and stuff. Mine never came with a battery or charger, and it was $179 for a 3/8 dual impact, no battery, no charger, no nothing. $179 on sale. When it's not on sale, $239. All your impacts are all now come with no battery. Yeah, they're expecting you to have or buy your batteries separate or already have the batteries. There's a lot of Milwaukees out there that come with no batteries, I believe. Oh yeah, 3/8 will still make a lot of jobs easier for sure. The 3/8 just doesn't have the ass for like tightened up bolts. Like if I'm pulling apart, like taking a fender off of something, the 3/8 is great. Just bring tools to loosen the bolts up, and then after once it's loose, then take the 3/8 impact and zoop, 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 zoop. Yep, sure beats going ratchet, 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 ratchet. Pneumatic impacts can kick some ass as long as you've got enough air compressor and the air compressor's in the right spot. Destroyer, Eric, what's happening, my guy? Good to see you. Got a DeWalt 20 volt for 119. Got lucky and caught a misprint. Nice. Eric, check it out. Dougster find of the day today. Had this 4 or 5 hours. 1910 Michigan 4-digit license plate to go with my 5-digit up there. Yeah. And the dude I bought it from is mucho cool. He's into a lot of the same antique stuff like me. I have the bigger amp hour batteries. Hey, thanks, Eric. Yeah, I really like these bigger amp hour batteries. Yeah. Totally different tool when you snap them on. Came back from Pontiac, Michigan. You didn't stop by? You know there's cold beer in my fridge for you, Eric. Actually, Pontiac is still a long ways away from me. You went to Roadkill Nights and you didn't stop by? Come on, man. I thought we were friends, man. No, I'm still a long ways away. Oh yeah, 9-hour drive. I know you were cooked, bro. That must have been fun. Yeah. I actually watch racing on Woodward. That's way too cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm still Pontiac to me is still 2.5 hours. Yeah. It's still a long drive. Still a long drive. Diane. Had to go to Roadkill Nights. Those are your customers. That's true. Yeah, 3 hours. Yeah. Old Max got it right. Or I should say, Elvis. I'm not surprised with you, babe. Well, either A, no eyebrows, or B, all the skin's going to be burned off your forearms because you always burn yourself on the oven rack. I didn't burn myself. At least not this time. Hobo, hobo, hobo. I mean, once there's one worth stealing. Uncle Tony was talking about like Dodge is going to bring back the Super Bee mark, and they're going to take that that inline Hurricane 6, and they're going to take it up to like make it produce like 707 horsepower or some crap like that, or 777. I can't believe that they're boosting those poor little, I don't even think they're 4 liters of engine. I think they're like 3.8 liter. So how on earth are they squeezing that kind of chooch out of that thing? New Durango DSGT is the best one coming and no one saw it. It makes 600 and sounds like a hair dryer. Yeah. How are the pistons going to react? Exactly. Well, what I don't like about this engine series is, especially with, sounds like a vacuum cleaner. Well, what I don't like about it is from the diesel world where I cut my teeth, like turbo housings like to just give up the ghost. They get worn out, they get sloppy, and um, they need to be replaced. So why would they make the turbo housings part of the head on that Hurricane engine? So when your turbo housings bite the dust, and they will, now you have to replace the whole damn head. That's dumb. I mean, I get it for engine packaging, but man, yeah, plastic intake. They've been doing the plastic intakes. Yeah, the EcoBoost does have the same issues. Well, the problem is they're taking another engine that's less than 4 liters, and then they're chooching out 350 plus horsepower. And yeah, they just, the old formula used to be a horse per cubic inch. Usually stay within a horse per cubic inch and you should still have a reliable engine. But apparently that is not the case, because how else are we going to be making 600, 700 horsepower out of 3.8 liters? And that's not even 200. Is it 200 cubic inch? I think it's. Yeah, I didn't even bother covering the charger. No V8, no interest. Wow, Ram is the jam now. Set 900 horsepower muscle truck. Why don't they make a turbo bearing with opposing magnets and high voltage so there's no physical contact to make wear? Well, because they want it to wear out. They don't want it to last a long time. How else are you supposed to drive new every 2 if you keep the 3.8 is a 231. Okay, so it's a little over 200 cubic inch, but still, you're getting some of these ones in the higher trim level Dodge Chargers. Those things are making 600 horsepower. So that's 2 over 2 cubes. Or 3. It's nuts. I don't know how they're doing it. And then Turbo Tom has said that it's an aluminum block with some chemical that's a cylinder, anti-wear for the cylinder. So it's an aluminum cylinder. And we all know how great that was for the Vega. Striker boys love them. The 777 horse Rumblebee, fast as fuck. Yeah. I seen a really nice 05 or 03 or 04 Rumblebee just the other day, last Friday, as a matter of fact, and it was clean. 4.1 Cadillac, little heat and you need an engine. Exactly. The new direct connection Jeep SRT i6 has an electric spool boost lag eliminator. Okay, so it has an electric supercharger. Wow. Aluminum cylinder vacuum cleaner. It's getting more and more closer to a Kirby every day. I do love my Kirby. Kirby's rock. Kirby's are heavy though, but Kirby's rock. Buy a Kirby, keep it up, you'll never buy another vacuum again. For real. Our Kirby's 25 years old. 20, it's almost 25 years old. Yeah. I love my Kirby. Kirby bought Sam Malone's Corvette. You know what? I never seen pictures of that car. Never bored? What's happening? Good to see you, guy. If Dodge wanted to do a straight six, I still say they should have put it in a rear-wheel drive GLH or something. That'd been cool. Am I going to Berlin on Saturday? I mean, I can. Is there something special happening at Berlin on Saturday? Neverboard? It's been a while since I've been to Old Berlin Raceway. That'd be cool. Burnout Rivals. Hmm. Hmm. i6 is not muscle. i6 has a lot of torque, though. Burnout Rivals at Berlin Raceway, huh? Maybe we'll have to meet there, Neverboard. That'd be cool to hang out for the night. Actually meet each other for face to face. Berlin Raceway is pretty cool. It's one of the more popular tracks around here. And Berlin Raceway is more like a letter D than it is really an oval because the backstretch is straight and then it's like a letter D. And yeah. Watermelon, huh? 2,000-pound car with 650 horsepower? Yes. 4,000-pound car? Yeah. I mean, 650 horsepower is 650 horsepower. I mean, no matter what the vehicle is, it's still going to get out and jump. You'll know you have 650 under your toe for sure. Saturday, Berlin Raceway. Oh yeah, that's right. Back when yeah, 6% had that meetup. I couldn't make it for some reason though. I really kicked myself for that. Yeah, only you know that. And drinking a lot in one evening doesn't make you an alcoholic. Drinking a lot every evening for months and months and months on end, that makes you an alcoholic. But drinking heavily for one night, no. I see. Yeah. Can't think of the last time I've been to Berlin Raceway. That's been a long time. Long time. Drinking into the cold sweats and shakes one night still makes you a proud drinker. I cut way back on my drinking because I don't know, drinking hard doesn't really thrill me as much as it used to. I did, however, have 6 beers at my friend's bonfire the other night. Chester, what's happening? And that was like huge for me. I haven't drank that much since like the 4th of July. Hey, Kev, what's happening? So I can't buy him at the gate? You're saying, Neverboard? So Kev and Chester, because you guys just come in, check it out. Today's acquisition, 4-digit 1910 Michigan license plate to go with my 5-digit 1910. This is the first year for Michigan license plates. Levi, you're just in time. Check it out. Good to see you, Levi. Good to see you, Kev. Good to see you, Chester. Yes, porcelain on steel. Yes, my favorite. If I had a bunch of one of them their number plates. Oh yeah, you betcha. Have no idea if you can at the gate. I bought mine 3 weeks ago. Okay. I'll try to make it out there. Uh Neverboard. I think it'd be cool for us to spend some time together just because we live so close to each other and yet our paths have never crossed. Yeah, I think it's time. Kyle from Cultured Redneck Garage just posted a new video. Check it out after the live. All right. I'll try, Neverboard. I'll try, man. Kept you in suspense long enough? Good and bad news. Okay, Kev. I'm ready. What's the good and bad news? Colleen, how are you and the man? The man. Bad news, my dog Billy fell into a sewer drain. Is this a joke? Pennywise grabbed Billy. The good news is the skinny kid rescued her. Yay! Pennywise grabbed Billy. No joke. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome that the dog was saved. Good on that kid. Pennywise grabbed Billy. The dog was following the balloon. I bet. Somebody kicked my dog, Mavis. That's not good. That's not good. You don't kick dogs. Boo. Levi, my hat goes off to you. I mean, any of the Road Warrior men, I salute you. I mean, that's... My daughter's sneaking up to say boo. Oh, it's a line from a Dead Milkman song. Yes. Okay. Oh, Brooke works nights. You work days and travel. That's so rough. Yeah, no, really. Jump and say boo. Oh, I imagine she's probably not very stealthily about it either. She's probably as quiet as she's not quiet, and all of a sudden you're boo, and you're supposed to go. Oh. If mom is happy, we're all happy. That's right. Well, then again, Brooke is low nurse on the totem pole, so of course she's going to be working the off shifts. She probably works a lot of weekends too. Eventually, things will start. She'll pay her dues, and things will get better for her. Well, I mean, both you and Brooke, both you and Brooke work very hard, so that's one of the things that I'm impressed with. So you guys will make it. Keep up the good work. Milflicious. After 42 years of marriage, it says yes, dear. Ah, Dino the Machino is here. Yeah, a couple years and she'll go to days. Yeah. Yeah. Good. I mean, yeah. You just got to earn your stripes, just like everyone else. I mean, geez, Lady Dougster has worked the same job for over almost 30 years, and she still works nights. And she's no, she's not 30 years yet. She will in 3 more years. So she's got like 37 years in, or 27 years in. But she doesn't want to go to days because she likes the atmosphere of night shift, so she still works night shift. I've worked night shift for over 25 years. Probably continue working for a new job. Are you like a millwright or something, Levi? What is it that you do? If you can talk about it. If you can't talk about it, I understand. But yeah, you're in demand, whatever it is. Because you're going here, you're going there, you're going everywhere. Teeth extraction medicine. Brah, it's awesome. I worked almost 40 years around the clock. Some people are just built for nights. Yeah, I was built for nights. I worked second shift at my last job for a while because that's all they had for me. And I really disliked second shift. I was not made for second shift. Take care, never bored. Hopefully, I'll run into you on Saturday. I think that would be cool as crap. Um, yeah, so as soon as I could get to nights, I did. I ran for it because I hated working afternoons. Now, my friend JMO, I mean, he's the kind of guy where either he works days or he works second. He can't work nights because he's the kind of guy who he like gets up with the chickens every morning. So even if he's working second shift, he's still getting up with the chickens. I mean, hell, he gets up, kicks the rooster in the ass. Okay, I'm going to go get myself something to drink. Enjoy the license plates. Ah. All right. Gotta water the garden. I was really confused, but I'm not anymore. Thanks, Kev. Call outs when on call. Yes, millwright is probably the closest generic term for what I do. I'm technically a mixer, dryer, reactor mechanic, but on mostly I just advise folks on working on them and help with parts purchases. I despise saying happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house. That street runs both ways. I'll get behind that, Colleen. I also help large companies put out fires, especially when it comes to their machines being down. Very cool. Hi, Shelby. Good to see you. Welcome. Dumbass is probably the closest term. Danster, you are far from a dumbass. Okay, so you know how the Oldsmobile project is going? Yes. Right now it's unhappy partners, no house. Nah, you guys are good. Got to get her done before cold weather. Gotcha. You'd have to swing lower to qualify. Danster should make a video of you turbo can painting that 05 Mustang black. Take your time and make it as nice as you can. You can actually do a really quality paint job with rattle cans. We're happy on our own messed up little way. Hey, as long as you're happy, that's what matters. I have yet to play with the turbo can. Brooks X10 will get a turbo can paint job. I've actually, as cheap as siphon feed guns are, just buy yourself a siphon feed gun. I got a DeVilbiss and I have an Eclipse siphon feed, and I want to go get myself like a gravity feed HPLV or HVLP gun for doing like clear coat and stuff like that. These women saying they want to be treated like a queen. You better damn well treat your man like a king then. Hey, I agree. Airbrush gives a nice scale finish and thickness, no varying details in model cars. Oh, good point. Happy spouse, happy house. Both people need to be happy and have their needs met, or the marriage isn't as good as it could be. This is true. My fuel system is almost complete. Almost either energy product, fuel pump, and filter coming Wednesday. Nice. Dad's got plenty of those guns between him and my grandfather. I'd rather not mess with mixing paint. I get that. Yeah, you just want it cheap and easy. You just want to take the cap off and go. Oh, what am I drinking? Why, I'm drinking disodium monoxide. Or dihydrogen monoxide. There, I said it right. Got the new Mario movie? I didn't watch the original Mario movie. Welcome. The shirt from Tony's Hot Rod Garage is still worn with pride. Wore it before and after my operation. Honey Badger, don't give up. Catholic Sisters of Mercy were quite impressed. What if your needs cost a third mortgage before you ever have your first? Woof. So Diet Pepsi? No. I'm drinking just regular old water. I believe Eddie is coming over to help with the trailer tomorrow. More than welcome to stop by. Probably be after 5. Oh, okay. Help with the trailer. What are you doing to the trailer, Dusty? No, I'll come over and help. Oh. After 5. Okay. Talk to you then, Dusty. H2O would have been easier. Yeah, but it doesn't sound as exotic as dihydrogen monoxide. Ruby! Ate some spicy peppers and my stomach hurts. I'm on the... Everyone hear the sad news about Buff's trip? What happened to Buff's trip? Drank a Mexican Coke Saturday afternoon and then 2 Modelo beers that evening. Woke up at 3 o'clock with the stuff. Computer said no. So what happened to Buff? Ruby barking made the dog's ears perk up. It's funny, Shelby. Ruby, come here. Ruby. Ruby. She ain't coming. Her mom's here for a change. Oh, nothing happened to Buff. Kim bought a Grand Cherokee that's doing what my Durango is. Ah. Dane Doris. So it has that weird running issue. That's strange. If it was an actual pregnant male, that would be very, very rare. Strange dying issue. Ruby said she's not entering that chat. Yeah. The old movie rabbit test. Yeah, Ruby usually comes when I call her, but tonight Lady Dougster took the night off, so she's in the relaxing watching TV, and Ruby is with her mama because when Lady Dougster's here, Dougster doesn't exist to Ruby. Just in case you're feeling left out, Dino is all inclusive. Didn't win anything. Oh, geez. It's not about winning something, Shelby. It's about hanging out, being on the scene, being seeing and being seen. That's all it's about. Miles is probably lurking behind Ruby. It's actually pretty funny when Miles gets into stalk mode and then gets around Ruby and Ruby freaks out. It's really funny. A Challenger won the car show, and apparently the dude had $1 million wrapped up in it. I could see that. I could see that. Those Challengers and Cudas are called E-bodies, and the E in E-body stands for expensive. I know the feeling. When the wife is here, Lexi forgets I exist. Yep. Chester, I feel your pain, my brother. Yeah. I mean, everyone's got a vice, though. Just remember, your dog is with you for a short time, but to them, you are their whole life. I'll agree to that. You are their whole life. I can see dumping money on a Duesenberg. Oh man, I would so own a Duesenberg. Either I'd own a Duesenberg or a steam car. If Jay Leno said to me, "You may take one car out of the collection, and it doesn't matter which one it is, what one would it be?" It might be one of his steam cars. I love steam. I always wanted to play with one. Duesenbergs are pretty cool though. Jay Leno's got this all blue um, Duesenberg that was custom built for one of the Lilly brothers of Lilly Pharmaceutical of Indianapolis, and it was done in like the height of the Great Depression. So the car basically got driven like once or twice and then put away because, if people who are starving and they see someone like you driving around with a car like that, they throw rocks at it because here they are starving and you've got money like that. Screw you. Can't wait to see what Chip Foose does with his doozy. Chip Foose has a Duesenberg? Wow. Just a little Mopar computer problem. Ferd guy has sorted out the EEC 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 by talking nicely to each other and finding out what fixed it Mopar guys can do otherwise. Gotta be better. Bet you the Fusenberg comes out with the Revell kit for him. The Fusenberg. Yeah, I love Duesenbergs. Duesenbergs are amazing engines. They're dual overhead cam, straight 8, Hemi headed. They're like 326 or cubic inch. Does Tanner count as a celebrity? I want his satellite. Well, you keep looking for vehicles just like his. So I'll tell you what, I already know, Shelby, that you've looked at 71 satellites and you went, they're how much? They're how much? I would take Evil Knievel's bike. Sportster Harley. Okay. Watched a video of the 5 most expensive Plymouths. One was a $3.5 million. Not sure if it was the Rapid Transit Cuda or the 71 Hemi Cuda convertible or the 70 Superbird. It's a chassis only. He's building his version of a doozy. Ah, I see. One of the things that I really like about Chip Foose is the fact that he sits down at his desk and he's like, okay, we're working with a 70 Chevelle. And then he gets an idea in his head and then he draws it all out at his desk. And then he says, it's going to look like this. And he holds up the picture. And what I love is what he drew there at his desk is what you're going to get when it's all done. And that's impressive because I'm used to like seeing all the neato like prototypes from the auto manufacturers. And then you get all excited because, oh man, that car's going to look so cool when it sees production. And then this really watered down version hits the scene and you're like, man, this looks stupid. Like I remember seeing prototypes of the 90s era Dustbuster GM vans, like the Pontiac Transport and all those things, and those things look wicked cool. And then the Pontiac Transport came out and you're like, it's ugly. It looks like a Dustbuster. Chip Foose is a great designer, but can't stand new stuff on a classic car. Yeah. I want a Honda Pilot. Now, Honda Pilot the car or Honda Pilot the quad with a roll cage on it? Because they made both of those. So what kind of Honda Pilot do you want, Braden? Yeah, I'm not big on the rubber band tires either. Especially some of these wheels now, like these big golds looking, the Honda Pilot that started side by side. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Those are pretty cool. Some of those came with 500 two-strokes in them too, so they have some serious power. Yeah, I've seen a donk the other day that had like gold 32-inch wheels on it. And I don't understand the allure of those humongous wheels because they're sports cars and they usually like to sit low, but they put these enormous manhole covers of wheels on them and they sit like 4x4 pickups. "22-inch wheels are nothing these days. Hell, shop trucks got 20s on it." Lowrider dogs, and it's a clapped out Mustang. Yeah. Well, the old thing has been the same. I mean, I remember back in the day when I was a teenager, somebody would have a $500 car with a $3,000 stereo in it. You know, it's always going to happen. Somebody's going to have nice stuff on a clapped out pile of a car. Fall asleep. I was tired. Now I'm retired. Ha 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 ha. Fust Soto is amazing. I have not seen the Fust Soto. I really think that the 1957 DeSoto Adventure SE is a beautiful car. Swimming with the grandson wore me out. I could see that. What's the best clapped out trailer court car truck you've ever seen? Well, it wasn't in a trailer court. It was in this duplex that was across the road from where I grew up. And it was a real crap hole. And I remember this lady having a late 70s two-door Nova, and it had a bar that was welded under the chassis of the car, and it swang up and it hit the tires, and that's how they were stopping the car because they couldn't afford to fix the brakes on the car. And I remember them driving that for an entire summer because I couldn't understand. I kept seeing something swing and I didn't know what it was, but yeah, that's what it was. They would somehow actuate that and it would swing up and it would hit the tires to stop the vehicle. I'm like, that's how you're stopping the car? Oh, it was a manual too. And it's even worse is that duplex had a pretty good steep hill for a driveway too. So she'd have to like really carefully eke out the driveway with that car. It was crazy. I had a 200-watt stereo and equalizer booster in my 69 Coronet with some mofo broke the vent window and stole my sound system. It was I was in the bar about 84. That sucks. Yeah. Well, you're looking at the sky when you backed out. That was not that bad, but it's pretty steep at the end of it. Yeah. That duplex got bought by an investor and he tried to save it and they tore it down to the bare minimum and it ended up being that the whole thing was no good. And what I couldn't believe was they tore down one half of it and they tried to save the other half. And then that ended up being so bad that they actually tore the whole thing down, tore down the foundation and built new. And I was so surprised when it was still a duplex that they put up. But it's all new construction and it looks great. I am very happy for whoever did that because it was long overdue. That place was a crap hole. D-Man, what's happening? Good to see you, guy. How are things out east? Lots of thieves in Toledo. I could see that. Chip Foose hemisphere was sharp looking sawed at the North American Museum of Speed in Lincoln, Nebraska. That sounds cool. Used to smoke the tires going from bar to bar with a few bikers. They just loved it. Many free drinks. Oh yeah. Half my town's either been arrested. Yeah. We had in this area around, I'd say 2000 to 2006, meth ran rampant through here, and then it just moved through basically, and so there was a moment where there was just a whole bunch of crazy stuff happening. So I'm happy that that era's over. Because I mean, there was a time when if it wasn't bolted down, they were stealing it, and hell, there were some motivated people that were cutting the bolts out to take it away. So yeah, there was some bad stuff happening. One day, I have a guy come looks me up, and I don't recognize him, but he knows me. He knows my name at least, and he goes, "Would you be interested in a generator?" And so never hurts to look, right? So I go down and I look, and it's summertime, and it's a long box Ford truck, and the generator's tarped up. The weather's fine. You don't tarp up something that when it's dry out, that looks weird. So he untarps it, and it's a generator, all right. It is a generator welder combo, and it's red. It's like it's a Lincoln, and it's shiny red paint. And she's probably 5 feet long. This is a big daddy. Like, you could probably take this thing, backfeed power into your house, run your entire house, and then still fabricate on top of that. Like, this is a serious unit. Probably $5,000 worth of unit. And I went, what do you want to have for it? And guy, yes, D-Man's right. Hemi generators and Hemi sirens, they sure did. With the 50s, the little 50s Hemis. Yes. Industrial. Yeah, firepower, Chrysler industrial engine. And so the guy is ticking away. And I said, what do you got to have for this? He goes, $500 right now. And I'm like, nope, no, I'm not interested. You may leave. And I don't want to see you again. Never met him before, never seen him again, but knew my name. That's what bothered me. Yeah. Part of you is like, yeah, buy that thing, but no way. I don't want no hot stuff like that. The Prowler's a cool car, but the Prowler only came with a 235 or 225 horsepower 3.5 liter V6, and that car didn't like it was a flimsy ass car. They look cool, but it was a flimsy ass car. Yep, V6. The reason why they um yeah, you can smell how hot it is. Exactly. Thank you, Max. Yeah, the whole reason why um they were even come up with the Prowler is because Bob Lutz, at the time the head of Chrysler Corporation, was building a street rod, and they thought it'd be cool to kind of in homage of him to build a street rod too. So that's where the whole Prowler came from. That's kind of cool. Same engine they put in the car, the fire sprint. Mexican spec with the whip. Pow, bye. IT guy. Aha. Oh, the new Sprint V6. Gotcha. My friend had a 95 Chrysler LHS, and that had the 3.5 V6 in it. And man, what a nice car that was. It was big, it was comfortable, they looked, I thought they looked cool. And I'll tell you what, that's one of those cars that just disappeared. That is one of those cars when you actually see one that's still around, you're like, look, it's an LHS. You never see those. Lady Dougster's aunt had had a huge Concorde. Okay. Lady Dougster's aunt used to have that same body style LHS, but hers was a New Yorker. I want to say it was like a rosy silver. That was another really nice car. Yeah, nice till they rust to dust. Yeah. Kev sent you pics in the write up for the hemisphere. Oh, okay, cool. It was a big, comfy car. Yeah, we used to take me and my friend Nick. He had the LHS. Uh, we take that car on long trips, and man, that thing was awesome. The rolling couch. Yeah, that's what it was too. Front seat, back seat. There was no bad seat in that car. It was comfy everywhere. Yeah, that car was great. As a matter of fact, Nick's mom and dad both had LHSs. Nick's mom's LHS was like a champagne gold, and hers was really nice and low mileage. I mean, her cars were always nice. And then Nick's dad, he bought a black LHS, and then oh man, he was so proud of that car. And then soon after that, Neil got sick and passed on, and then Nick ended up inheriting the car. But I'll tell you what, Neil was so my friend's dad, Nick's dad, Neil. He was so proud of his LHS, and I don't blame him. That was a nice car. Yep, the rolling couch. That's exactly what it was. Yeah. Um, Mohawk, what's happening? Yeah, the Stealth looked fast as hell, but it didn't have the power. Had a white one with the 3.5. Yep. I think that's the only engine that came in the LHS was a 3.5. 3-inch pork chops. Yeah. Yeah. The only way that 3-inch pork chop would be better if it was a 3-inch smoked pork chop. I love smoked pork chops. Mm-hmm. The guy at the auto parts, um, the junkyard today, where I got a rear sway bar from a Lincoln to um, swap in um, to shop truck. And the guy behind the counter was a grumpy old dude, and it looked like it could have been Mohawk's brother, except he had a shorter beard. He was an all right guy. He knew his stuff, but he was a man of few words. And he is like, dang guy, life is not that bad. Best year for the Dodge Cummins. The Cummins in the Dodge, anything Braden that has the P pump on it, which the P pump is a non-rotary pump, and it looks like it's easy to look at because you look at where the injector pump is on a Cummins, and it looks like a miniature inline six engine with all the injector lines running off of it. Those are the best ones because you can turn those things up. Gonna Run Amok says had a 94 Stealth. It was fun to drive. Also had 88 RX-7 that I loved. Yeah, because you could rev that thing to the moon. Yeah, 94 Stealth. Stealth is a good looking car. I just wish it had I wish it just had a little more that's all. Stealth had the looks, so what a good looking car. Wait a minute. No, the Stealth and the Mitzo, yeah, it had some oomph because that had the same engine in it that a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. Is that the engine? Yeah. Dougie gets nervous reading my comments. 3.5. Mitsubishi 3000 GT. Okay, I was right. I was right. Yep. So, yeah, never mind. The Stealth did have some pizzazz. Yeah, the Stealth RT twin. Yeah, all-wheel drive. Yes. Yeah, it didn't rev all that high, but torque for sure. And that's what you want on the street anyway, is how often are you really going to rev that thing to the moon anyhow? So, I mean, yeah. So if it's got those Pontiac Solstice, yeah, those are good looking cars. Yeah. Now, Pontiac Solstice, you can bolt an LS into. You can bolt an LS and a 6-speed into a Solstice. How much fun would that be? That's got to be a riot because all the Solstice and the Saturn Sky. Yeah, the Solstice was all round and the Saturn Sky was the same car, but it was squared off. So basically, they were all the same thing. I'm peeing potatoes. Dino. The VR4, yeah, yeah, yeah. The sky was budgy. Oh, the overhead cam 6 Pontiac and a Solstice. Man, Man, that would be way cool. That would be way cool. Cool little roadster. Yeah. The PT Cruiser around here is non-existent. Everyone and their brother had one. Neons, the Plymouth Neons, Dodge Neons, PT Cruisers, they're gone. Nobody drives them anymore. You don't see them. They used to be everywhere. And even the PT Cruiser convertibles that everyone loved so much. Yeah, they used to be everywhere, and you don't see them anymore. I know for a fact that they drove the Neons into the dirt. Then again, here they just rust into the ground. They all run great. They just yeah. There's a lot of guys still bombing around in Crown Vics. Well, I found out today that sway bar that I got off of that Lincoln, they used the same sway bar from like 1993 to 2010. So yeah, I'm going to be putting those fiery translated beefing up. I remember the V8 swap kits. Oh yeah, you're thinking of Fiero. Yeah. Like V8Archie.com. One guy I knew, he had a Fiero, an 88 Fiero GT, which I think is the last year of Fiero. And it was an 88 GT. It was all black and red. And he had an LT1 in that thing, in a 5-speed. And yeah, that's right. Cooter Davenport passed away yesterday, people. Ben Jones. I think Ben Jones. Yeah. Cooter passed away. Yep. R.I.P. Cooter. Yeah, I found that out about that today. PT Cruiser in Central Illinois driving a Ford 500. It's basically a Crown Vic. The Ford 500 was actually a nice car. Ben Jones. Thank you, Dino. Ben Jones. Ever see the hot vapor Fiero? I wish. I am always impressed with anything that came out of the Smokey Unix garage. Smokey is one of my heroes. Heard stories that the Smokey hot vapor Fiero got 75 miles per gallon. The Marauder is a sleeper. Yeah, those are actually pretty cool cars. Never was a hardcore Ford guy, but yeah, those were like best damn garage in town. Isn't that the best name ever, D-Man? The best damn garage in town. That's worth talking about right there. That's a big name. Yeah, Marauders are factory hot rods. Yep, Ben Jones. Yeah, I'd seen something about like a video on YouTube and memorandum, and I'm like, aw, no. And I looked it up, and sure enough. So, yep, Cooters went on to the great garage in the sky. Because Cooter Davenport, owner and proprietor of the Hazard County Garage, just a good old boy. They got the big 3-valve heads. Yeah. Smokey made NASCAR rewrite the rule books, not saying he cheated, but he lived in the gray area. Well, yeah. I mean, I like it when he said, well, it doesn't say that I can't do it, so I have to assume I can, right? Even faster than my Monterey. Yeah, Smokey thought so far outside of the box that Smokey took the box and he tore it apart and he made something really cool out of the box. That's how far he thought outside of the box. I don't think you did send me pics of the Monterey. You sent me actual pics of the Oldsmobile. You showed me model pics of the Oldsmobile. I think everything was just model stuff and then your actual reference pics for your model. Yeah, the number 13 cheating Chevelle. D-Man, you are totally picking up what I'm throwing down, my guy. Yeah. Smokey used box as a fuel cell. Smokey smoked the box. Okay. I'm getting down to 10% battery. So, and we've been on for over 2 hours. So one more shot of the 1910 4-digit license plate. Isn't that nice? Next time you see it, it's going to be up there, right up there. So, well, everyone, thank you for hanging out with me. Always a good time with some great folks, as always. So, let's be like the Beach Boys. Let's get together and do it again. Be here next week. Same Dougster time, same Dougster channel. Bye, everyone.